Great Scott! This is heavy! This is really heavy. Yeah, not really, because the gravitational pull here on Earth is really, really good. I'm not really good at this YouTube stuff. This is my review of Back to the Future here on Midnight's Premiere. Alright guys and girls, welcome back to the channel. So a while back, I said I would be doing some Netflix reviews. Alright, so this kind of falls into a Netflix review because Back to the Future Parts 1, 2, and 3 have been released on Netflix. If you haven't watched them, if you've never seen them before in your life, and you grew up in the 80s and 90s, why are you watching this? Why aren't you on your TV watching Back to the Future? You need to be doing that. Yes. So this kind of falls under a classic and a Netflix review that I'm going to throw at you right now. So really, if you haven't seen Back to the Future yet, what have you been doing with your life? This is an amazing film. It stars early careers for Michael J. Fox. Christopher Lloyd was in there as Doc Brown. Michael J. Fox is, of course, your Marty McFly. Leah Thompson. Crispin Glover was his dad, his young dad. All amazing acting jobs, amazing parts that they had in this movie. Let me break it down for you real quick. It's going to be a real quick review. So, buckle up. Prepare for this ride. We're going DeLorean style. You know, gull wing doors and everything. Actually, I don't think they're technically called gull wing doors because they don't swing up. Anyway. So, yeah, they do that, so they're not gull wing. Anyway, so I don't know about cars, but I do know about movies. So let's break this thing down by the numbers like we always do here on Midnight's Premiere. So, like I said, you have Christopher Lloyd as Doc Brown, Michael J. Fox as your Marty McFly. He has created a time machine out of a DeLorean, okay? And this thing is sweet. It hits 88 miles per hour with a little plutonium pellet, and you're sailing off wherever you put your destination into. So, in a freak accident, he ends up back in 1955. And I'm actually going to throw up the spoiler warning alert here real quick because I am going to be revealing a lot of this movie that if you haven't seen it, you're going to want to. And if you don't want it spoiled, you should probably just click off of this video. Right now, there's the X button right there. There's your home button right down there if you're on mobile. I'll give you a second. Give you a minute. Damn, I'm looking pretty good today. You still here? All right, cool. So buckle up. We're going on this ride. So he goes back to 1955 and inevitably screws up his parents' meeting. Okay? He meets his younger mother, and she has Florence Nightingale syndrome, which is why she fell in love with her father in the first place. His father in the first place, excuse me. Because he fell out of a tree, and her dad hit him with the car. Well, now we know the reason he fell out of the tree is because he was really peeping in on her getting undressed, which is really creepy. I really wouldn't want to run into my father in the past doing that. Ugh. So his father hits Marty in the street with the car, and now she's falling in love with him. And it's a race to try to get them back to fall in love with each other before both his brother and his sister and himself are erased from time completely because of his mistake. And that's our Back to the Future movie. We also have a real problem with a bully named Biff Tannen. Okay? He bullies Marty McFly, has bullied him ever since he was in high school. He finally stands up to him at the very end of the movie and changes his complete and total future ultimately, resulting in a better life when he grows up. The real review of this movie isn't what you saw in the movie or what you could have seen in a trailer. It's really what it made you feel like. When I was growing up and I first saw the Happy Meal toys of the DeLorean with Doc Brown sitting out the side. I hope some of you guys might remember that. They had a little toy and you revved it up and the little thing created sparks back when, toys were awesome and we didn't have all these safety protocols because, children decided they wanted to choke on them. Yeah, that was an amazing little Happy Meal toy and I kept that thing for ages, it seemed. the flying DeLorean, the idea of going back into time in a car that was that cool at that point was just magic to me. It really, really was. It was fun. It was amazing. I enjoyed it. It really brought a piece of my childhood into full bloom for myself. And it gave me a spark of imagination that I really wanted to, maybe get into acting some days, down the line. That I might want to get into movie producing, writing, special effects. I might even want to own a DeLorean one of these days. And if you haven't heard the news, they're actually bringing the DeLorean back in full production. Well, not full production. They're only making a few thousand of them. And they're going to be sold again with some modern amenities thrown in there. That's going to happen sometime next year, I do believe. But I think that is really, really amazing. So if you haven't seen Back to the Future, I'm going to give it an A+. Full spectrum rating. Amazing. It's not in theaters anymore, but if you have a really big screen TV at home, I'd recommend pulling it up, throwing it on the TV, getting your kids, giving them a little taste of what you grew up with, and really what made the child in you kind of glow. And that's about wraps it up for this review. If you guys like what you saw, there's a little like button right down below. Click the like button. And if you didn't like what you saw, please let us know what you think we need to change on the channel. If you guys have seen Back to the Future, either 1, 2, or 3, comment below. Let me know. I'll be releasing part 2 probably sometime next week. If you like what you saw, click the subscribe button to keep up with all the latest news and videos on this channel. My name is Mr. Midnight. This has been Midnight's Premiere. Thanks for watching, guys.